Good evening, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Pilot Review Show. I am CaptainBladej52, joined by my merry cohorts. We have with us our resident Neela of the Daton variety.
Hey, howdy ho.
And we have our very pink Gorn in the chair next to me, TeacherKirby.
She's fabulous. Howdy.
And already the insanity has started. Artie will not be joining us this evening. He is currently on the road between conventions, but hopefully should have some fun stuff for us next week and everything. But we got a bit of stuff to get through this week, so let's go ahead and dive into our articles. But in case anybody is curious, we're on a Lucari colony at the moment. Everything, kind of see where we're at. But first up, we have the Zenkethi lockbox for the Xbox One. This is one of the sources you'll get some of your Miracle Worker ships from, aside from the big bundle of ships. You'll have the ability to pick up items such as the Lucari Nakam scout ship. This is the little flying saucer looking one. A vanity-only Zenkethi shield, meaning that it's purely for vanity, it has no other effect. You'll also have a chance at a Zenkethi ground set, and also a Tetrion energy torpedo in the low-buy store as well. Going to have a chance at the grand prize of the box, which is the Zenkethi Shukden Escort. This is the escort that some of you may have seen the bug where it was as big as ESD, the model was. It also gives the Universal Peripheral Refraction Array console. It allows the starship to massively increase defensive capabilities along all non-forward shield facings. Forward array is instead tuned to offense, increasing the damage dealt by ship's weaponry against any foe within their forward-facing 90-degree targeting arc. Then you also get the experimental weapon, the protomatter-laced Sheller. About said shelter. That would have been weird. It says the protomatter-laced payload it delivers is split between kinetic and radiation damage. The damage it deals is increased against foes the closer they are to being directly in front of your ship. Weapon is capable of being fitted into any starship with an experimental weapon slot. So you get an experimental weapon with it. You can see our little Lucari ship, and even at T5U that thing is a beast. I will throw that out there. Then we have the, what do you call it, the Zenkethi Rajbej, or Rajbek battle cruiser. Probably butchered the name right there. But that thing that does things is what I'll call it. Comes with the Universal Console Momentum Manipulator. And what it is said to replicate and redirect both kinetic and potential energy in order to alter fundamental aspects of physics. Regardless of how it works, it has proven to be an effective weapon of choice for the Zenkethi, allowing even their larger warships to suddenly execute maneuvers otherwise assumed impossible, while simultaneously boosting their weapons' destructive capabilities. The console provides a passive boost to radiation, kinetic, physical damage, resistance rating, and outgoing shield healing. And then you get the Starship Mastery Path. Gets the following trait, which is Turtle. Every 2 seconds, while below 25% throttle, you gain increased shield capacity, shield hardness, and turn rate. And then take a quick look at our Universal Console, which is the Shared Processing Integration. Let's see if I can find the actual thing. Allows the user to activate a repair device that will heal the hulls of nearby allies, including the users, while simultaneously raising damage resistance. Effectiveness of device depends on their distance from the user. Largely in part due to nature of technology, it uses both individuals' power to more effectively process repair protocols. But there is some other good stuff in there, such as the ground traits you can get, as well as the space traits, such as oblique shielding, which is damage resistance based on percent of shield remaining. Then galvanized munitions, percentage of outgoing cannon damage is returned as healing to your forward shield facing. And then menacing, while threatening stance is active, the chance to gain stacks of increased max hull is doubled, as is the rate at which they can be gained. While threatening stance is not active, threat is reduced by an additional 50%. But quite a bit of stuff to go through here. I'm not going to go through every bit of it, but thoughts from our panel?
Yeah, I've liked a lot of the things that come out of this box. So far, I've been hearing good things, as well as some of the things that I've been able to get my hands on. But definitely, I think our console players will enjoy these.
And speaking of our console players, what about you, Sir Neela? How's this stuff going to treat you, you think?
It was actually pretty nice. Nothing too specific in there that will suit me, but I know a couple other people that it will suit very nicely.
Sweet. But yeah, definitely a good bit of stuff. I would highly encourage you guys to check it out. Also, the diffusive Tetrions, that's a new thing that's going to be pretty good for you guys. It debuffs the enemy for 10% shield resistance, and also buffs you for 10% resistance. So, very beautiful Tetrions in my opinion. And I'm actually using the Lobi set on my main character now, and it does pretty good for me. But highly encourage you guys to check this out. You won't be disappointed with some of the stuff you get from the boxes. I actually own both the Shukden and the Lobi ship, and they are pretty good, I have to say. But moving along, we have our console patch notes for the 14th.
Yep. With Season 14, we get the Melty Pot featured episode, where you get to explore what Draenei holds. We get the Miracle Worker specialization tree. We get Miracle Worker Bridge Officer, trainer Bridge Officers. We get the Draenei Colony Fleet Holding. The Fleet Holding Basin Scenario and Beach Assault queue. Draenei Gauntlet queue. They added missing icons to journal entries for yesterday's war arc. Displayed amount of turn rate on a ship now displays correctly. Resolved issue where some starships showed it incorrect name in dry dock. They reduced the gold press platinum rewards for Ferengi Admiralty assignments by around 8%. In place of those reduced rewards, they now reward energy credits proportionate to the amount of GPL that has been removed. You can now get fleet personnel packages of duty officers in bulk up to 50 at a time, which is a godsend. Resolved issue that prevented players from equipping specialization kit modules in space maps. Ships called in by fleet support now have a hard cap time limit of 5 minutes instead of remaining indefinitely when in combat.
Did the thing just crap out for you guys?
No, I'm still hearing it. Well, now I'm not hearing anything.
Oh boy.
I hear the boss man.
Your channel.
It's a wild boss man.
Boss man.
I think that's got it.
Well, good.
Okay, it was just acting stupid on my end for a minute, but a wild boss man has appeared.
A wild boss man. Ah!
But yeah, continuing on, we get the psionic consumption, psionic emissions, and psionic Hall effects from fluidic kit frames can no longer activate in social zones, which is kind of nice just because they weren't annoying, but just seeing the colors sometimes, if you had a long day, could give you a headache.
You can see that.
Hey, I'm here.
There he is.
There's
There
the
we go.
wild boss man.
Wait, what?
He has made an appearance.
It's a wild boss man. He has made an appearance. Ah, run!
Run and hide your peanuts.
Hey, I earned those peanuts.
No, hide your squirrels.
The squirrels is going to take the peanuts, so let's be honest here.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, you'll take the squirrels. The squirrels will take the peanuts.
Exactly.
Okay. Were you finished with the patch notes there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
There was one other thing I wanted to resolve. The issue with Grace Under Fire was not resetting the cooldown of miraculous repairs. But that would be a good thing for all the engineers.
Yes.
And then anything you guys see out of that?
I see a typo.
In all of that
I saw it
text,
too.
you found the
I
typo.
saw it too.
Resolved an issue that caused the Talshar Adapted Destroy T6 to come with only 2 device slots. It now has...
They added a new ship? They added a new ship because of this typo?
Apparently.
In
get on
all
the
of
horn
that
with them.
text, they find the one typo. Well, there might have been more, but they find a typo. Oh, wow.
Does it really surprise you, Kirby, knowing me?
No, it doesn't. I mean, you are a bug hunter after all. Okay. Usually I find the typos, and I missed that one.
I think she's sleeping.
I think I'm tired. Anyway. So, those are our patch notes. Obviously, this is like a wall of text of patch notes. So, you'll have to read over. Obviously, we're not reading all of them. You'll have to read over what we've missed. So, what's next for us, Chris?
Yeah, definitely check over the patch notes, console players, because that is a pretty hefty set of stuff in there, some pretty big deals. But, moving along, we have our Welcome to Season 14 blog.
But I think before we do that, Bossman! Was there anything specific you showed up for?
Nope, I just showed up.
Okay.
You guys mind?
Keep us in line. Okay, welcome to Season 14. This is for our console players. So Season 14 has arrived on Xbox One and PS4. It is called Emergence, and it is filled with the genocidal Zenkathy. We'll be getting new featured episodes, including Melting Pot. That is the first of the new featured episodes. You've also received a new fleet holding called a colony. It is a full 5-tier fleet holding, and so you'll be working on that, and there is obviously more to come. Even the PC hasn't seen everything that is there to offer for Season 14 yet, but welcome to Season 14. We hope you enjoy. Comments?
Yeah, pretty much sums it up, I guess.
Yeah?
But for anybody that does want to check out the little welcome blog, we will have that on our notes for you guys, so you can take a look at that. But moving along, we have one of Kirby's favorite items in game, and quite a few people, coming to Season 14, and that is the Scant.
I couldn't make it hot pink on my Gorn.
I'm sure you are. But as of Season 14, we're getting, on console, you're getting some new outfit styles. If you remember in TNG Season 1, this is where it comes from. You can see there was a male version and a female version of the Scant outfit. And we also have the kilts in various items. We can see for the Klingons there. The Klingon Scant. Is there a way to advance this? Okay, there is. One for the Romulan Republic as well. Oh, lordy, it zoomed in on me. Oh, God, it zoomed in again. So, anyway, there's our blog. After I've just failed epically at controls. So, thoughts on our scants there, people?
My thoughts are you need to stop dipping into my stash of meds so that you can actually control the computer. All jokes aside, I've only put the scant on a KDF character, and on the KDF side I do think the color palette is a little limited. I would like to be able to see where we could change like the whole actual skirt or scant to a color other than like black, brown, or gray or white. I'd like to be able, for example, on my Gorn, to make it all hot pink. And it saddens me that I can't.
Though, I do have to ask, isn't this the outfit you were wearing whenever you won the costume contest, or a category of the costume contest on Risa?
No, this outfit was not the one I was wearing. I can get the outfit that I was wearing here on Gornalicious II, but this is Gornalicious the original. Gornalicious II is still wearing the scant. But that costume, it is a light gray with kind of dark pink accents throughout, and it is kind of limiting, and because Gornalicious is all about pink, you know, I kind of have to leave it. If I want that pink to stay in there, any kind of it, or any semblance of it, then I kind of have to leave it. This is as close as I'm gonna get with what she's wearing, so it still saddens me.
I can imagine.
She needs more pink. Needs more pink.
Just no. It's already terrifying
Yes,
enough.
please, yes.
But
Yes, she needs more pink.
anyways,
The color palette needs to be made so that even KDF can be fabulous with their scants.
so on that disturbing note, moving
Just
along.
saying. Hey, you asked.
Unfortunately, yes, I realize my mistake now. But we have our Melting Pot Week 1 rewards for our console players.
Wait, whose turn is it?
That would be Sir Neela.
Yep.
Okay.
You have a fair direct red button.
Just
Come
a
on,
little
get with the
bit.
program. Get with the program.
Bite me, boss man.
Oh!
Get up to Vegas and I'll get a dog for you.
Ooh!
Oh! Oh!
On that note, we
Shots
have the Melting
fired.
Pot Week 1 rewards. First time playthrough for each week, we get weekly reward box of either a tech upgrade or a spec point. The tech upgrade and spec point are bound to account and may be freely traded between characters. The spec point box requires the opening character to be level 50 or above. And with the first week, we get the preeminent core. Comes with the inconvertible defensive set. Collect and equip pieces from this set to unlock powerful set bonuses. Which the first 2-piece would be plus kinetic damage resistance. 3-piece Tetrion plus Tetrion damage plus max shield capacity. 3-piece set plus flight turn rate. Activating cannon bridge officer ability applies plus shield power for short duration.
Neela?
What?
There's another
User
typo.
disconnected from your channel.
Blade, I have a bug.
Hey, they're the ones that done it. So, yeah, just throwing this out there in case any devs see this. Y'all listed 3-piece twice. Just saying. But anyway.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
And this happens quite a bit, folks. It happens quite a bit.
Devs,
Alright.
fix
Maybe
it.
we should get away from pointing out all their mistakes
I just found
at
it
this
funny.
moment.
But
Yes.
I would say
2 out of everything is not terrible.
nah. But
But, okay.
that 3-piece is actually pretty sizable. For whenever you guys are able to get a hold of it on console, that was about a 25% Tetrion boost,
Bonus
and I
to
think
Tetrion damage.
it's either 15% or 20% shield capacity. I don't remember off the top of my head without looking, because it's actually Cruzan that's got the set at the moment. But
And Tetrion is a underused damage type, to be
yes,
honest.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
So, the good thing for console players out there, if you're somebody that likes Tetrion, you've now got a second option aside from strictly the Nukara set, which is actually this one. And I would actually recommend this set as a 4-piece. I actually would. Well, 3-piece at least. 4-piece if you want it, but I would definitely recommend this set for sure. So yeah. Final comments, anybody?
No, this definitely looks like an interesting set for Tetrion users. And
Especially
it looks
for
like
a
it gives...
drain build.
Good. And it looks like it gives some interesting shield bonuses as well.
Yep. But anyways, moving right along, we have our new faction starter packs.
Yes, our new faction starter packs. Alright, with the launch of Season 14, we're offering for the console players, yes, we're offering 3 brand new faction starter packs in the PlayStation Store and in the in-game C-Store on Xbox One. These are for $9.99 or $10. You can get your hands on all the ships and gear you'll need to get started with one of Star Trek Online's 3 factions, including 12 inventory slots, 12 bank slots, a Borg bridge officer, 13 pieces of Mark II very rare space gear, 7 pieces of Mark II very rare ground gear, and 1 small XP boost. I can tell you the inventory slots and the bank slots alone are invaluable. That's really going to help you. Because you can never have enough places to store crap.
Truth. Very much truth.
Yes. Yes. I can't speak to how good the gear is going to be, but getting it at Mark II very rare, if it is good, is going to help you very much. That's a good mark and rarity to get it at. If there are any good pieces of gear in there, then it'll be best to level it up on the rarity and whatnot from that point. So that is a good thing for a starter pack, and you'll be able to use it right away. But that's not all. With Federation Starter Pack, Starfleet captains will receive a Tier 1 Constitution class ship. Yes, the Lady Bird. What did they call it? The Lady of the Galaxy?
I think so.
I think so. I'm trying to remember what they called the original Enterprise. First Lady of Sci-Fi, that's what it was. Anyway, so the original Constitution class will be yours to fly. And I just got, there we go. I got a PM, folks.
Oh Lord,
Wanted to make sure it wasn't, I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything important.
But anyway.
Okay. So, yes, so go with your, so you will get, think Kirby.
Words.
Alright, so you will get a Tier 1 Constitution class for your Federation captains. In the Romulan Legacy Starter Pack, Romulan captains will get a Tier 1 Tavaro Light Warbird, and the Klingon Empire Starter Pack, KDF captains, will be able to fly a Tier 1 Barath Bird of Prey. So these are all ships that you have seen either in series or in the movies. And they do them justice in the game, let me tell you. So these faction packs are available right now, console captains, so don't wait and get started on your new faction today.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is the Constitution that gives the leveling up phasers.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So, for Fed characters, that is something you're going to enjoy, is you can actually, from that Constitution, get a set of phasers that will level up with you all the way to 50. So, that's weapons you're not going to have to worry about. And you can, I believe, reclaim them over and over through these packs. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work through the pack, but if you've got the Tier 1 version, you can reclaim the ship over and over until you have a full set of the phasers, and you can have weapons to go for any ship that you could want. But on everything alone, it is worth it. The ship itself is about a $5 value normally. The inventory slots and the bank slots alone pretty much make up most of it, so you are coming out ahead by this. You are coming out ahead in this deal. So I definitely would recommend console players check these out.
Boss man's back.
He has returned.
Technical difficulties with sound.
Don't you just love technical difficulties? It wouldn't be pilot review without.
Squirrels in the way.
Unfortunately, instead of like doing some funky noises with the sound, it just simply stopped working.
Oh.
So, man, I got this. Troll in the dungeon! Troll in the dungeon! Thought you ought to know.
Well, yeah. Microsoft Creators Edition of Windows 10, yeah, I blame that.
Okay.
But, any final thoughts on our packs there, Neela?
My thing is, if you don't have the Tier 1 Bird of Prey, I would recommend you get that, 'cause that is a fun ship to play with.
Mm-hmm. And the big thing about Birds of Prey that you may not know, if you're new to the KDF side, Birds of Prey are all of their consoles for their bridge officer slots, or not all of their consoles, all of their bridge officer seatings are universal.
Usually say for one, but yeah. But anyways, moving along. This is for PC players. We get a Marks Weekend. From November the 16th until November the 20th, Monday, we are running a special event where captains can earn bonus marks by playing content throughout the game. It says during the event, content that provides marks, sleeps, or reputation will reward 50% bonus above normal amounts. Bonuses available for all content that rewards marks. So start building your fleet projects and reputations. Yeah, not much else needs to really be said, I don't guess. But, yeah, get out there and farm them marks, I guess.
Yeah.
That means
Get
I have
out
to
there
play.
and farm those marks. Yes, it does, boss man. And now is a good time to play because they have the Mirror Invasion event, where you can earn whatever type of marks that you wish just by playing the Mirror Invasion.
So, Kirby, question.
Yes. Answer.
What's a mirror invasion invent?
That is a what we're calling a slip of the tongue due to oxcarbazepine. It's a medication event.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Also a subsidiary of Quark Enterprises.
This was a side effect.
But,
This side effect brought to you by oxcarbazepine, causing side effects in TeacherKirby since 2014.
All information is copyrighted and protected through the free intelligence, which may or may not exist. We can neither confirm nor deny that.
but moving along, we have our
You
PC
can do dumb
patch notes.
assignments for search for Ferengi intelligence.
Yeah, it's just a rumor. Just like Klingon intelligence.
Anyway.
But we have our PC patch notes for the 16th. And there's only 4 of them. Technically 5.
Is this my turn?
Nothing really major. Just they fixed an issue that caused the in-game chat to crash. Various technical issues with displayed rewards for the Mirror Invasion. Resolved issue prevented the Resolute or Fleet Resolute from activating subspace interception. And a funny one. Resolved an issue that caused the in-game calendar to display December 1999.
I play like in 1999, man.
I know, right?
Could have left that.
Party before the 2K.
Eh,
The Y2K bug is back.
yep. But yeah, that's
Never
that's
left.
it.
Trying to turn back time.
No. No. No.
Looks like they found a way.
For the love of God, don't sing it. But,
Sing it now.
oh, jeez.
Decided
Sing it
my
like it's
boss man-
1999, baby.
No,
Oh my God, I'm surrounded by insanity.
That is what you signed up for on the show, man. Didn't you know that?
Yeah,
Sign up
that's
for a
my own
pilot
fault.
review.
But moving along,
Alright.
we have our Zen discounts and pack sale on the console.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, where's my wallet?
Yes. Zen
I wanna buy more
discounts
ships that I
and
don't
pack
play.
sale. Well, this is for the console, though, man. Do you have a console account?
You saw it.
Ah. Okay. Oh, yeah, you
Base
do.
desk.
I did. I forgot.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I'm fired. Okay.
That's what, fail number 4 of this evening for Kirby?
We're
Either that, or
excited
she just was not there at Vegas this year.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Oh.
We're excited.
What? No. See, we're in 2017 now, where what happens in Vegas goes on YouTube.
We're excited to announce a Zen discount on PlayStation 4 from November 17th
When we just talked
at
about
8
this.
a.m. till November 27th at 8 p.m. No, before it was the Marks weekend. This is a Zen discount. See, totally different things. Captains can get a 5% or more discount on Zen purchase on PlayStation 4, with even more discounts available for PS Plus users. And that's not all. We're putting our starter packs on sale as well. Now is a great time to get your hands on that ship you've been eyeing. And it gives a link for you to head to for more savings if you're seeing this on computer. And we have a table for the discounts. So for example, if you're buying 500 Zen, the normal price is $4.99. You get a 5% discount, so you're paying $4.74. If, for example, you're buying 5,300 Zen, you would normally pay $49.99. You get a 10% discount on that, so you're paying $44.99. If, say, you're getting 11,000 Zen, normally you would pay $99.99. You would get a 15% discount on that, and instead pay $84.99. And then on each of the packs, the Empire Pack, Legacy Pack, Starfleet Pack, and Final Frontier Bundle, you get a 15% discount on all of those. PS Plus users, instead of 5, 10, and 15% discounts, instead get 15, 20, and 25% discounts on the above items. Alright, any questions, comments?
Nope.
Now's the time to get that Zen if you're looking to make a purchase.
Yep,
Exactly.
one things I used to do with Zen, is I used to actually get all the ships that I wanted to get, and then once I got the ships that I wanted, whatever's left over, I sent off to transfer to dilithium, so I can farm more dilithium and eventually fill up projects.
Yeah, it can definitely work. But definitely check that out, console players. It is a very good time to buy Zen, a very good time to invest. But it's pretty much all we've got for our articles this evening. But moving along to our budget build of the evening, we have the next step in our budget build series. We're up to the mid-range version of our Andorian Escort. If you guys remember last week, we started our series at the bare bones level. This is for the Andorian Escort. This is actually done by request. And we started off with the Andorian Charl Escort, whatever that name is, because I suck at names apparently. And one of the assumptions we did make, per the request of the user, was that we include all 3 pieces of the universal items. So all 3 ship-specific consoles are included in this. For our weapons, we have up front the quantum phase dual heavy cannons, and since this is a mid-range build, we assume a maximum EC spending limit of 30 million EC. We also assume we have enough dilithium to take a single item up to epic quality, and in this case the item we took to epic is our quantum phase dual heavy cannons. We also have the Andorian Kumari phaser wing cannons. These are DMG-3 base. Then we also have 3 of the Andorian fleet phasers, the dual heavy cannons. These are DMG times 3 axe. Now we did assume, in this case, again per the request of the user, that we started off with a set of the Andorian fleet weapons. So he's kind of going for an Andorian theme is what he wanted us to give him. For our shields, our engines, deflector, warp core, everything, this is a set we've used quite a bit. This is the Soul Defense set. Now we're using the Soul Defense to give a bit of survival to the ship. That way he's not a complete glass cannon. The reasons we use the Soul Defense set are for the 2 set and the 3 set bonuses. The 2 set bonus for the Soul Defense set gives a free equivalent of a neutronium alloy armor. It is 25 all energy damage resistance and 35 kinetic damage resistance. So just by having 2 of the items equipped on the ship, you get essentially a free neutronium armor's worth of resistance without actually having to slot the neutronium armor. Then what makes this set so powerful is the 3 set bonus that it gives. The 3 set bonus is basically an AoE heal for yourself and some allies close to you, and can be very potent depending on how you do the ship itself and some other skills. Because the Soul Defense set does not have a warp core that comes with it, we have to source one out, and the one that we used is, I would dare say, probably our favorite warp core to use on the budget end, and that is the Temporal Phase Overcharged core. And the reason I say this is because it's ended up being one that we've used in pretty much most of the builds that we have to source a warp core, and that is because of the capacitor that it gives. If you were here for the Delta recruitment event years ago, you're familiar with a little device known as the Temporal Negotiator. The Temporal Negotiator would cut the cooldowns of bridge officers in half for the duration of the device. In this case, you get that in the form of the warp core capacitor on the Temporal Phase core, and that is one reason why we prefer to use it. And for our aft weapons, we did have 2 of the Andorian turrets. For devices, you get 2 slots, and we usually think of them as personal preference, but a device we do recommend is the Subspace Field Modulator from the Skirmish mission. This gives a nice little damage resistance while it is active. However, it does debuff you for a minus 400 protonic damage resist rating. Now, there's not a lot of enemies in the game that use the protonic damage protonic damage, but there are enough of them that it warrants warning about that little debuff that it can give. So it could potentially be a double-edged sword, depending on who you are fighting. Then, for our engineering consoles, we have the Trillium Deplating from the Ragnarok mission. This is essentially a neutronium armor and a field generator slammed into one, so you get across-the-board damage resistance and some extra shield capacity on top of that. Then we have our Assimilated Module for some free critical chance and severity. We also have our 0-point energy conduit for some free critical hit chance. Then for our other consoles, the ones that come with the Andorian ships, the first one in engineering, we have the Universal Wing Cannon Platforms, which deploys a wing platform that is essentially deployable phaser cannons. Then we have the Phaser Dispersal Array. It allows you to fire an overload attack from your wing cannons once within the next 30 seconds. Attack deals so much base damage to the target and other targets within 2 kilometers. Weapon damage is increased by Energy Weapon Training skill. Attack has a 2-second charge-up time, during which other weapons cannot be fired. And then finally you have the Tachyon Burst, which allows you to fire a Tachyon Burst attack from your wing cannons once within the next 30 seconds. Deals so much base damage to target shield facings. Can be increased by Drain Expertise. In addition, it increases damage to your target shields by 25% for 15 seconds. So very good at helping to bypass enemy shields. Then the set bonuses you got from it were a 10% accuracy bonus for the 2-piece, and then the Wing Cannon Synergy 3-piece. When you activate Cannon Rapid Fire or Scatter Volley, Wing Cannon Overload, or Wing Cannon Tachyon Burst, your Wing Cannon platforms will also activate the same power. However, it will be a bit weaker version than yours. For our tactical consoles, we have 4 of the phaser relays. Then we also have our Quantum Phase Converter. Now, the Quantum Phase Converter is a universal console. This is one of the rare times we're actually putting a universal console in a tactical slot. Otherwise, normally we would put it somewhere in science or engineering. But that's what we have for equipment. Going on to skills. The skills, we have 2 points into hull and shield capacity each, 1 point into shield and hull restoration each. We've maxed out 3 points in our energy weapon training, 2 points into improved EPS flow, 1 point impulse expertise, 2 points into control and drain expertise each. We've maxed out our advanced targeting expertise to offset the accuracy penalty to FAW and cannon scatter volley, as well as several other firing modes. Then we've maxed out our advanced defensive maneuvering, which will make the ship harder to hit. We've maxed out all 3 points in hull plating for free defensive value. We've put 3 points into our shield hardness to reduce damage to our shields. And we have 3 points into advanced weapon amplification for free severity, and 3 points into weapon specialization for free critical hit chance. We have 1 point in defensive and offensive subsystem tuning each for free power, 2 points into EPG. Then we have the advanced long-range targeting sensors to offset the damage drop off a bit. Then you have your choice of either hull penetration or shield penetration, depending on which you prefer. There is no right or wrong answer here as long as you pick one of them. It basically comes down to what do you value more. Do you value bleed a little bit extra bleed through and shield bypass? Or do you value potentially getting through some of their armor? You can make arguments for either one. Then finally we have a point in warp core potential for free power, and then warp core efficiency for whenever our power rating gets low. So it's a bonus at that point. For our specializations, we have Intelligence Primary for some of the nice damage buffs that it gives, as well as Strategist Secondary for some of the nice defensive powers that you can pick up there. Then, for our traits, this is where we started to spend some of our budget. This is where a lot of the change in the build actually took place. For our personal space traits, we have Accurate to offset the Cannon Scatter Volley penalty and fall penalties even more. Cannon Training for free cannon and turret damage. Fleet Coordinator for free damage based on party size. Up to a maximum of 5 people, including yourself. So up to a 10% boost. Then you have Ablative Shell, which is a nice damage reduction and heal over time effect every so often. Then you have Elusive for free defense value, making your ship harder to hit. We have Deft Cannoneer, which gives a bit of inertia and turn rate when activating cannon skills. We always like to assume that people leveled at least one crafting school to take advantage of a trait, and in this case we leveled the cannons school. Since the person that requested the budget series was actually a tactical toon, we went with the last-ditch effort for tactical characters. If you are not a tactical toon, then swap out this for your own career-specific trait. Then we have House Peg, or the Point Blank Shot from House Peg, I should say. And finally, a Good Day to Die, which allows us to use our Go Down Fighting at any hull level. So our Ablative Shell and our Good Day to Die are the two money traits that we picked up. Those are the big things that we swapped in, and will allow us to take advantage of the Go Down Fighting a lot more often, essentially using it as a second attack pattern. And our Ablative Shell for extra defensive value and extra healing compared to the Nanite Repair Matrix. Then we have the Best Defense. Our attack patterns grant hull healing buff along with normal effects, also from the House Peg mission. We have Unconventional Tactics, which gives a damage increase to Brace for Impact, and Predictive Algorithms from Intel, which is a stacking accuracy buff. For Space Reputation traits, we have Advanced Target Systems for crit severity, the Aux Power Offense for a boost to damage based on Aux Power, the Precision for free critical hit chance, as well as the Chrono Capacitor Array for Bridge Officer cooldown reduction. For active reputations, we have Anti-Time Entanglement Singularity from Temporal. This is a nice little AoE kick in the pants to the enemy. Then we have our Biomolecular Shield Generator. This is the little green ball-looking thing you see some people use in ISA and other missions. It provides some regeneration and a bit of shield healing to your own shields as well as allies in the area. Then, whoops, clicked on the wrong thing there, still did that again. Then we have the Quantum Singularity Manipulation, which is a plus 100 boost to all science stats for the short time it's active, as well as grants a temporary cloaking effect. The best use of a power like this is to throw it first, throw any other exotic boosts that you may have, then follow up with something such as a Gravity Well, and then your Anti-Time Entanglement Singularity, and you'll get a lot more bang for your buck out of it. Finally, Deploy Sensor Interference Platform is a nice little oh crap I'm gonna die button. It will taunt off of you for the time that the satellite is active or until the satellite is destroyed, whatever happens first. But finally, going to our Bridge Officer powers, you're kind of limited in some extent with this ship, but you get a Lieutenant Universal, Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Engineering, and Ensign Engineering to use on the ship. For Lieutenant Universal, we went with a Science Team 1 to give a bit of shield healing as well as purging certain effects and debuffs like subnucleonic-based effects. Our hazard emitters to purge certain things such as the Borg plasma fires, as well as a heal over time. For our Commander Tactical, we have a TAC Team 1 and Attack Pattern Beta 1. We have Rapid Fire 2 and Scatter Volley 3. That'll allow us to spray damage at a group of enemies or to rapidly beat the crap out of a single enemy, either or. Then for our Lieutenant Commander Tactical, we have a Chemosite 1. This is one of the money powers that we picked up. I actually managed to score it for pretty cheap in this case. Then we also have a duplicate Attack Pattern Beta and a duplicate Rapid Fire 2. Then for our Lieutenant Engineering, we have a not a Science Team, but an Engineering Team 1 for hull healing. I'm getting my shield and hull words confused. Then we also have our Reverse Shield Polarity to recharge our shields in a pinch, and finally our Emergency Power to weapons. But going off of something Kirby had said last week, we did decide for the mid-range level to swap in a second attack pattern to keep that active just a bit longer. But yeah, that's pretty much what we've got for our build. Some of the changes and everything, we used a total of, and I did not write that down in the notes, but we used a little bit over 14 million EC, so we still had about half of our budget left that we could spend if we wanted to. But yeah, any comments on our mid-range level?
I am glad to see that you put the second attack pattern there. The only change I would make with the skills is to swap out one of the rapid fires for a scatter volley, because in my experience AoE tends to do more damage overall.
Potentially could. The only downside to that is that the scatter volley is only a cone effect, whereas Fallout shoots everywhere.
True.
So
It is, so it means you have to be more focused and understand
on
where you're
your
pointing
piloting
it.
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah. That's true with the cannon boat anyway.
Right.
So.
But yeah, like we say, we do banter back and forth to demonstrate some of the options you do have. That is, one of the points of the budget builds is to basically give a template for something you can do and let you guys improve as you're able to work on the ship.
Yep.
And to answer the question in chat, the reason we're not going pure DPS with the tactical build is because the guy didn't want a pure glass cannon ship. That is the reason we're not focusing purely on the damage output for this thing, is he wanted a bit of survival built into the ship. So sort of middle of the road, I guess.
Yep.
But anyways, next week we'll wrap up our series and have the high end, so we can see the final outcome of the ship and what it could potentially look like. But as far as our Bugs Corner goes, one thing that I've had several people report to me this week is actually
Chris,
she broke it.
broke it.
And that is
Cryptic
the
broke it.
absurdly long Endeavor cooldown clock that basically said we had over 18,000 days, or just a little over 50 years, to complete the Endeavor. So
Yep.
we did catch that one, and I did get that reported on the very first day, because that can throw off quite a few people, not knowing how long you actually have.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I don't see a problem with having infinite
50
time.
years? I mean, well, it's not infinite. It's 50 years, and we only have to destroy 20 Terran ships in that 50 years, so, I mean, you know.
Yeah, who's complaining here?
I know, right?
I mean, unless you
We
get
don't
stuck
even
in
have
a,
to destroy
unless
a
you get
ship
stuck in a
day.
temporal paradox and you can't kill the last one. Every time you're about to kill it, you get pulled back.
Stop speaking common.
I
You get pulled
think-
back in time, destroy all 49.
Temporal mechanics.
Get pulled back
No,
again.
no. It's temporal mechanics. Stop it.
I think we already are in a temporal paradox, and that's why we have 50 years.
You are a temporal paradox.
Hey, all my
Temporal
mentions
prime
are
directive.
also in
Last time I heard those
temporal
words,
relations,
I had a
so,
headache
you
for
know.
2 weeks.
Okay, Janeway.
But
Anyway,
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
we see. But
Voyager
definitely.
all the way.
Dang it, Neela.
Go mouth Aerodoc right now.
Oh my god.
Yes,
But-
but there are some other. I know there are some other bugs we've talked about.
Blade. Bug.
Really, dude? Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Look in game.
I see.
Look straight ahead at the solar panels. They're all not registered. Like all of it's not registered, and all you see is the solar panels, not the pole that they're attached to.
That I would say is more dependent on individual computer than I would anything else.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Because I can see them plain as day, but anyway, that is something that could potentially be a bug for some people.
Oh no, I'm just saying. I just wanted to give you an aneurysm.
You see, people, what they don't tell you is it's a game. And it's a game to see who can apparently make me crack first. Because if they do that, apparently they win some kind of prize, and every time after that is apparently double or nothing.
Oh, it's not double or nothing by now.
Triple, please. What are you talking about?
Triple. More like quadruple.
We're up to like 50 million EC for the first person that can make you bang your head into the wall.
Because it just keeps going back and forth.
It does.
Apparently. But for our console players out there especially, like we're saying, all joking aside, please do let them know if you see any issues, especially with the launch of Season 14 for you guys. That is bound to be very hectic. There are forums set up on the ARC website for each individual platform. There's a PC forum, an Xbox One forum, and a PlayStation forum. Go in there, let them know what you're seeing. Say, you know, hey, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm doing, and it's happening. If you've got screenshots or video, that's even better, because maybe they'll pick something up that all of us miss. I've had it happen to me before. But if you don't feel comfortable going to the site and everything, let one of these guys know. They'll pass it on to me, I'll pass it on to the devs, or send it directly to me if you've got my information and everything. Just say, hey, here's a bug that I found, all that stuff, because that is where a lot of my reports come from, is from you guys.
No. You come to Chris and you say, Chris, broken!
You see, they have their own little thing, it's just... Whenever they say that, I know it means paperwork.
Yep.
Which is my own fault for
I
signing
love
up
it.
for it, but good lord.
We particularly love it when we can get him right when he's logged on. He's logged on like 30 seconds and you go, Chris, I broke it.
They can't
That's
even
the
give me the
best
common
reaction.
courtesy of giving me like 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes.
You
He
don't
doesn't
need
give
5
the common
minutes.
courtesy of a reach around, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
You don't
But
need
in
5
all
minutes. You just
honesty
need
here-
2.
And welcome to Pilot Review Show After Dark.
But in all seriousness, are we done with the budget build? Or with the buggy corner?
And yes, we are. But moving
Okay.
along, we have Teacher's Corner.
Yes, Teacher's Corner. So, this week I actually decided to go with a suggestion from a viewer. It was suggested a while ago, and I kind of held off on it, but it's a beginner's fleet guide. It's basically a guide for fleet leaders of brand new fleets. Those that decided they want their own fleet, but they're not quite sure what to build up first and why, or how to handle all of this. So I made this as basically tells you what to build up first, tells you why, and tells you the cardinal sin of building a fleet. Never, ever, ever build evenly. You'll find out why. But that's the biggest mistake I always see, is they start out on their thing and they build their 2 sub-tiers and they start building evenly, and I facepalm. But anyway, this tells you which holding to start, which is the dilithium mine, and where to go after that. And yeah, questions, comments, thoughts?
Yeah. Definitely something I would say is needed, because that can, with everything we have today especially, starting a new fleet can be very daunting for some people.
It can be. It can be. It definitely can be. But yeah, so it's about a 17-minute video. So yeah, take a listen, take a watch. You'll definitely figure out some things after having watched the video. You'll have figured out some things. But anyway,
But we
so
will
that's
have
Teacher's
that.
Corner.
We'll have that in the notes for you guys and everything. Definitely check that out, especially if you're a newer fleet leader. You're kind of confused about where to start. She does a very good job at explaining everything. But that's our final segment of the evening this go around. Artie was not with us, so hopefully we should be back to the RP corner this next week. But before we head out of here, a good shout out to our good friends over at the Temporal Armada. Very cool bunch of people. Everything. Please check out their radio show as well. Also, another shout out to our other good friends, the Kurtang Pirate Radio. Another very chill bunch of people. Both radio shows provide very good quality entertainment and everything. But, yeah, that's what we got for a show this week for you guys. Also, in addition to this standard upload, please be sure to check out a second bonus episode that will be linked in the description for you guys as well, where Boss Man finally patches his game, and we try to help him sort out his new rig in game after he had taken a short sabbatical. So,
Short sabbatical?
well, semi-short sabbatical. But you get some extra comedy beyond what shenanigans we normally get into.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun experience, to say the least.
Fun, comical. Yeah. Let's just put it this way. You'll get to see some of our inner insanity that you don't normally get to see on camera. We'll put it that way.
Don't normally get to see? Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anyway.
But thanks for joining us this week, folks. Tune in again next week and everything, where we'll have more fun shenanigans. Hopefully, and everything, Artie will be back with us. But for now, this is the Pilot Review Show, and we're warping out of here.
See ya.
Alonzi.